Hello there, my name's Tim and I want to share one of my severe episodes that's happened to me with my N.E.A.D that caused me to have a seizure and blackout. It was a few weeks ago. It was actually the 7th of September, Saturday morning, around about 11 o'clock-ish. I left home to go to my local Premier shop, which is about a 2-minute walk away. I didn't make the Premier shop. I had one of my seizures blacked out, thankfully on the pavement. It could have quite easily been on the road, and I might not be doing this video today just to let you know and make awareness of what this happened. It's going to be hard for me to come through this, which I do apologise if I do break down. I come round, in my mind, thinking back, I know in my mind it was 2001, not 2019. I was confused. I did not know where I was, recognised where I was. I asked a passerby who told me that I was in Peterborough. My first thought was, what the hell am I doing in Peterborough? Because I live in Belper, back in Derbyshire, which is quite a way away from Peterborough. So I asked the guy, can you divert me, can you tell me the way to a train station? So he sent me to the train station. Thinking now he probably could have offered me a little bit more help, but hey, he got me to the train station, which I got up there. Luckily in my wallet there was some money, so I managed to get a train to Derby. From Derby I caught the bus to Belper and went to my previous address, or my address as I thought at the time, in Belper, to be greeted by a guy who's lived there many years, who says I didn't live there. So I was well and truly confused, mindful. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go or anything. My mind just told me, go back to Derby, go back in the city. Think from there. But I got on the bus. The bus went past Belper Cemetery, so I decided to hop off so I could go and visit my mum's grave. I needed to see my mum. I need to have a chat with my mum. But unbeknown to me, when I got there, it had got my dad's name on as well. And I didn't know my dad had died. He said he died in 2004. Well, to me then it was 2001. And that sort of sent my mind into overdrive. I just didn't know what to do. I come out of there, jumped on the next bus into the city of Derby. Now, I was sat in the middle of Derby city centre, crying. I'm 49, and I was crying in the middle of the streets. Didn't know what to do. So I looked on my wrist, and I know my wrist had got a medical alert bracelet. That one, non-epileptic seizure disorder. And in my wallet, there was various bank cards. Couldn't use them because, well, I didn't want to use them because I know it wasn't the year I thought it was, and what was the PIN numbers. And at the time I had a Derbyshire Building Society account. There wasn't one of those in there. Was a medical exempt card for prescriptions. So I thought, if I go to the hospital, they may be able to enlighten me a little more. So I went to the hospital, as I thought was the hospital, the DRI. Sadly, it's been closed. It's a derelict building, and there's a new hospital. So I just flagged the black cab down and said, can you take me to the hospital? I said, which one? I said, the closest one to Derby. So he took me to the Derby Hospital, Derby Royal Hospital, Royal Derby, I'm not sure what name it is. And I went to the main door and explained, tearful, distressed, of what's happened. I'm confused, I don't know where I'm supposed to be. I'm lost. I know it's 2019 because people have told me, but I'm still 2001, my memory's still then. So they sent me around to A&E, and they said, with the details you've showed them, they'll be able to get my details up. So they got my details up. Luckily, they needed some more ID. Luckily, in my bag was a passport, thankfully. That proved who I was. They come up with a next of kin called Sharon. I had no clue who Sharon was. And they come up with an address in Peterborough. No, it was blank to me. So they said, we'll see if we can get hold of the next of kin, but we're going to keep you in at the moment, so we can check you out. You're confused. We need to make sure you're all right and you're safe. No problem. When I eventually did see a doctor, which was quite a while later, I had chased up this next of kin. They did ask me if I'd got a phone. Well, I'd got a phone in my bag, me Huawei, but I didn't know what it was. I saw people in the waiting rooms with phones similar to that, but I didn't know what to do with it, because the phone I had back then was a Nokia 7110. I'll explain what that one is in a little while. So anyway, I did see the doctor, middle of the night, who got the phone out, and luckily it was a fingerprint phone, so he managed to get my finger, open it up. He was showing me how to do the phone, and check the messages. I'd got missed calls from my wife, various ones from other people as well, friends out there. I'd also got messages from the police. There was one from the police in Peterborough that I was now a missing person, and when I get this, to contact them. And so the doctor tried to ring my wife, but it was about 4 o'clock in the morning, and she just got to sleep, so she didn't hear it. The police officer that sent me the message didn't answer. Probably finished the shift and gone home to bed. Fair dues, so they should. And so what they decided to do, because they couldn't get hold of them, they did speak to Cambridge Police to let them know that I have turned up at the hospital at Derby and that I am safe. So what they said to do, they'll try and contact my wife again, well, the next of kin that was on there, and when it starts getting a little bit lighter, so good old them, they give me a nice little cubicle in Miners in A&E, give me some couple of blankets, and and pull the screen across and says, so you can get yourself a few hours sleep, which I did. The following morning, I woke up to go to the toilet. When I got to the toilet, come out, there was a police officer at the desk mentioning my name, and then he come and had a chat with me that he'd spoke to the wife, who was from Derbyshire Police, and that she was going to give me a call, which she did pretty much straight after, and my sister and brother-in-law was going to come and collect me, which was good. I was still confused. I knew a little bit more what the doctors had sort of told me and what they'd picked up, but I was still confused. I remembered my sister when she turned up, but Shaz was a little bit sort of, grey, and this was a scary situation. It scared me shitless afterwards. It made me realise that N.E.A.D, non-epileptic attack disorder, or seizure disorder, or whatever you call it, is serious. Sadly, getting help and treatment for it is not so easy. People tend to say that you're making this up. It's all in your mind. It doesn't exist. But, hey, hopefully the CBT will get to the bottom of this one and enable me to have a normal life. I mean, I was scared to go anywhere and a bit on my own prior to this. This had just mind-blown me. That I was vulnerable, I was susceptible to anything. Anyone could have approached me. Luckily, I had nearly £100 in my wallet, because if I hadn't, I got no way of getting any money. I had no way of contacting anyone. But luckily, I survived. Luckily, I used my head and thought, medical alert, prepaid prescription, exempt prescription card. NHS must know something about me. And they did. The hospital did, and that's happy. The staff at the hospital in Derby, amazing. Thank you very much. I will thank them personally. I'm sending them something to say thank you, because I could have been anywhere. They could have just turfed me out and not cared, which unfortunately has happened to me at the hospital in Peterborough on the odd occasion. But yeah, that's just it's difficult for me to say this. It's 3 weeks after it happened, and it still scares me. I'm still scared to go out at night time, and I'm still scared to do anything. I mean, I went out today to meet my wife, and this afternoon a little bit, and I did something stupid. I left the keys in the door, but locked the door on the outside. I didn't realise till we got back when I couldn't find my keys and they were sat in the door. That could have been deadly. But the reason I have this phone, because a good friend of mine, because lots of friends have helped me through this. You know who you are. Alison, Robin, Carol, Mark, Brian, all my friends in Peter and my wife, Sharon, brother-in-law Viv, lots of others. One of a good friend, Cole, he said, why don't you see if you can get hold of the phone that you had then, because you are blacked out and it's been 2001. Get a SIM card in it. Just put the odd numbers in that are emergency contacts and let them know that in their phone, so when that number calls them, they know it's me in distress and I may not know who I am or where I am. Which was great, which I have now done. Took difficulty to find because most of them that selling these don't know whether they work or not, or say they worked 20 years ago, so it should work now. Not good for me. So I've got this one all up and running, all nicely working, and in my bag at all times, so I do know. I've always got the lanyard around my neck, the sunflower lanyard, medical alert card that I got from FND Action. So people should be aware, and I've got this the wristbands to let people know of my conditions as well. But it's still hard for me to say this. It's easier than it was the first time I did do a video on Facebook, but I wanted to do one on YouTube that was the right orientation round. But just to let you know that it's a debilitating condition, and I just wish it would be more recognised and wish it was easier to get the help out there. And if you've got any information that can help me on this, please do get in contact with me. My email will be all in the description and everything below for you to be able to contact me regarding this. Please share this. Let people know this is what can happen. This might be an extreme case of me going, up the country to somewhere where I used to live. But it could happen to you. It could happen to your friend. And I just want this N.E.A.D to go. I just want to stop having my seizures. I've had them now for, a year and a half, longer than that. It was last May 2018 I was first diagnosed by the neurologist, but basically just told, here's a website that will give you information on it, and that's it. And I've seen that through so many. It's difficult for me to put this through. It's difficult for me to say that because I love our NHS. It's wonderful, but to just give you a website and say, there we go, just look on that one there, and this, that and the other, bang. So many people just don't understand it. I've been in A&E, which when I've had an injury from it, and they've basically gone, oh, well, the neurologists aren't always correct, by basically saying, you haven't got it, you're making it up. But I've gone in there with a great mass bruise on my head, and I've had many attacks the odd attacks in my workplace, which have been absolutely amazing. I don't want to name them, but they're good at flat packs. But they are just an amazing, and I can't fault them. Everything they've done to help me has been fantastic. But yeah, I've popped this out there. Please share it. Please get your friends to look at it. It's one of my experience. There is many, many more I can give, but this is by far my scariest. It's even to me scarier than when I had one in the bath in my early days. And my wife found me where the water was up to my chin. If it had it in a normal height where I used to like my bath and soap for an hour, that would have been over my mouth and probably more than likely over my nose. Which means that, I definitely wouldn't be here today. But I don't bath on my own. I don't go to the toilet with the door shut. It's just not allowed now. I just don't do it. I'm pretty much a prisoner in my own home when my wife's at work or anything else, and it is really getting to me. So I've rabbited on a bit too long here, but thank you very much for listening. And like you say, please sort of comment below, and and keep in contact with me. I'll pop my email address on there. I'll pop the contact for WhatsApp as well, so you can contact me on there. And I'll also pop on Facebook on there. And so yeah, let's chat, let's see, let's compare services, let's see if we can get some more done, so people don't have to suffer this in silence, and or can get the treatment and get the help so they can stop the seizures and carry on with a normal life. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you. Bye.